Gotta have my brew first. Right, let's get to it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all okay. This is a bit of a spontaneous video because it was something that I was never ever going to address on my channel, but I'm going to talk about it today, and the topic I'm going to talk about is cyberbullying. Now, it's just weird to kind of say that word because I've just not spoke about it in a very long time. But yeah, I'm gonna discuss this today. So just before I kind of get into it or anything like that, I just want to say a big fat trigger warning now. I am going to be talking about bullying, cyberbullying. I'm going to be talking about some of the things that people said to me. It's going to mention death threats and things like that. So if something in this video that you think might trigger you, please don't watch. I will put some timestamps below as well, just to kind of prevent any of that. But yeah, so now that's out of the way, I will tell you the reason I'm going to talk about it. So like I said, it was gonna be something I was never ever going to talk about it because I kind of blocked that out of my head and kind of blocked the memory of it all because it's something that I just don't want to even think about, or something that I don't want to even talk about it. But I was speaking to someone on Instagram today. I'm obviously not going to mention names, but they're currently getting cyberbullied, and I was able to share my experience with them and let them know, you know, kind of how I got through it and the processes and the steps that I took to kind of prevent it from going any further. And because I was able to help someone with that, I thought there is probably a lot more people out there that might potentially be going through it right now. So maybe this video will help, I don't know, but it's just something that probably would have helped me when I was going through it. So that's my main reasons for doing it. So this video isn't going to be about feeling sorry for me, or, you know, I don't want you to feel sorry for me because I've been through it and I got through it. So this video is to show anyone that is getting bullied right now, I've been there, I understand what you're going through, and you will be okay. You will get through it because I'm okay, you know, I'm absolutely fine. Let's just go straight in there. So I got cyberbullied very badly in high school. I was about 15 years old, and it was a period of time when I was off school quite a lot. I was really poorly. I was, you know, undiagnosed. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I think at this point I was probably about 7 or 6.5 stone. It was one of my like poorliest points in my life. I wasn't really in school a lot. It was the kind of period where people didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know what was wrong with me, and I was going in school. Next minute I was off school for 3 or 4 weeks. Next time I was in school for a day, and then I was off again, and I was in hospital. And you know, people didn't really know what was going on, and I didn't know what was going on, so that's, you know, it's understandable. And at the time, as I said, I was about 15. I might have been about 14, 15, I can't actually remember, but there was a site, social media site called Ask FM. Now this was a social media site where people could send you questions and do it anonymously. So that's kind of how mine started. At no point in this video am I trying to blame Ask FM or anything like that. I'm really not, but that's just how mine happened. So yeah, it was a site that everyone kind of had. Everyone had it, so it was kind of like a cool thing to have at the time. It was just kind of like a phase that everyone went through, that people, it was cool to have Ask FM, and it was cool for people to send you questions and you answer them and stuff. So I just wanted to fit in. At the end of the day, I wasn't in school a lot. It was the only few things that I could try and fit in, whether it was doing that or not. So I'm going to be looking at my phone throughout this because I logged on today. Now this is the first time that I've read through all of this since going through it all. Now it was quite hard to read through it all, but I know that where I am now in my life, I am a much stronger person than I was back then. I did get upset today, but I more got upset thinking about what I went through at that time. You know, that I was a young girl, and it upset me more for that, not because I'm upset today, because I'm not, you know, like I said, I don't like to think about it. So yeah, I'm going to be looking at my phone because I basically logged onto it and I print screened all the questions, as you can see, and I am going to put the questions and the statements or whatever that got sent to me on the screen so you can see it as well. So I'm just going to be looking at my phone just so you can kind of see them. Didn't start off as bullying. It started off by people kind of asking me questions like, why are you in hospital? Are you okay? I've heard you're not very well. You know, I want to know if you're okay. It was really, really nice questions because I wasn't in school a lot. I was kind of in school, then I was off, then I was in, then I was off, and a lot of people didn't know what was wrong with me because I didn't know either. So people was asking questions. So it started off really nice, as you can probably see, because I'll attach them wherever on here. So yeah, started off like that. Then after the nice things started, and people obviously saw that I was getting asked these questions. Now, just want to point out there, every single question I have got was anonymous. I have no idea, and I still do not know to this day who sent me these messages. It could have been one person. Could have been one person sending all of them, or it could have been multiple people thinking it was funny, or I don't know. In a way, I wish I did know, because it still frustrates me because I don't know who it was, but it came clear, as you will see soon, it was someone from my high school. It was someone that knew all about me, that knew people I was friends with, and it was clear it was someone I went to school with, but I just do not know. But yeah, so it started off like that, and then all of the attention-seeking statements came along. So I started to get called an attention seeker in multiple different ways that you can probably see from what I'm attaching onto the screen right now. You know, people thought I was attention seeking really bad. You know, they was calling me horrible names along with it, and this upset me. You know, I was no way trying to attention seek. I didn't want to have what was wrong with me. I don't want to have what's wrong with me. So, but I think that's why it took me so long to do YouTube and do my Instagram, because I went through all of this when I was younger. I kind of always have it in the back of my head that no matter what I do, I feel like people think I'm attention seeking, and I don't want to come across like that, because I actually don't want to be in a position to have to raise awareness, if that makes any sense. I don't want to have to go through this. I would happily trade this and not have it. I don't want to be sick, but I am, and the person I am today is because I've been so poorly and I've been through so much. But the reason why I do my Instagram and my YouTube, I just want to spread awareness. I want to help other people that are going through the same thing, and I always panic that it comes across as attention seeking, but I do think that them thoughts stem from all these horrible things that people used to say to me. So yeah, a lot of them was just like attention seeking and saying things like that, you know, just being nasty. Then it kind of progressed into people commenting about my looks. So I do think at this point, this is when it turned from people just being nasty to it getting a bit more nastier. It got a bit worse. So I think at this point, this is when I would honestly say it progressed from people being mean to people bullying. And I do think that it is at this point that you can probably see from everything I'm attaching that people started to get a bit more just horrible. So he was commenting about the way I looked, you know, saying I think it's horrible how skinny you are, saying nasty things about my feeding tube, and that really started to get to me, because at the time, I'm about 10 stone now because I'm 5'9", I am a tall girl. I've always been quite a slim girl, but when I was in high school around about this point, I'd probably say I was roughly about 6.5 stone, and I'm 10 stone now. So I was dramatically underweight, but I knew that. But it was scary for me. It was scary being that underweight, because I didn't know why I was underweight. I didn't know why it hurt to sit down because I was that skinny. I didn't want to lose that much weight, but I was. And for people to start commenting about my weight and the way I looked and saying that people are going to be put off me, it's just not a nice thing to go through when you're a young girl. Then this is where I think it became clear that it was someone from my school. So people were saying that the girls in school was talking about me behind my back. One comment said here, like, we was all talking about you when you was out of school today. Just everyone basically saying that people was being horrible about me in high school. And then this is definitely when it was 100% bullying, because this is when the threats started. So these should be on the screen right now, but the one I'm reading right now says, "I hope your illness kills you." Then it progressed to people saying that they wished I would die. Then it progressed to people saying that they were going to pull my feeding tube out when they saw me at school. Then it progressed to people saying that they was going to stand outside and wait out of my school bus. People saying, "When you die, I will come to your funeral and laugh." Do you know what? It's just awful. It's absolutely awful that people can do that. For what? And do you know what? Like I said, I don't know who did it. Someone watching this right now might have sent me these questions, and I actually just want to say right now, because I know full well that this was someone in my high school. You probably can see, because I'm constantly uploading all these little comments that people made about me. And for me at that point, I was really poorly. I wanted to be in school because I was really struggling with my education. I was in, you know, the final few years of school. I needed to do my GCSEs, but I couldn't. I only actually left school with 5 GCSEs when the rest of my classmates left with about 10 to 12. It was really difficult for me. I didn't even know if I'd get into college, but to go through a really hard time in your life and to go through something that is really difficult for you to even process in your own mind, to have people commenting about it, it just, I can't understand why people would want to do that to someone. I don't understand why someone would want to make me feel like that, why someone would make me not want to go to school as much as I needed to be there. You know, I'm lying. There were some points when I actually remember being in Sheffield Hospital at the time. I was lying there on a heart monitor because my potassium was so low. I had my feeding tube drip on and I had my potassium IVs on. At this point, my veins had collapsed so much due to all my IVs going. I had to have it in my foot. And I'm sat there reading all these horrible questions that people wishing I'd die, people wishing that I wouldn't go to school, people saying, "You're so ugly, you're so this, you're so that, you're lying about your illness, you're a con artist, I can't wait till you die, I'm going to come to your funeral and laugh." You know, it makes me sad for thinking about me when I was younger. It makes me sad thinking about what I would have been thinking at the time. And it's just horrible. I just don't get it. I really don't. And I never in my life have wanted, I've never thought of myself as a horrible person. I might have done things in my life that I'm not proud of, but hasn't everyone? And it's just so baffling to think that people can do this to someone. So before I get upset, because I am going to, I'm going to talk about how I feel like if someone is going through that, what you need to do. So there's a kind of few short-term things that you can do and also long-term things. So short-term, however you feel like you are getting bullied, you need to cut off that form of how you're getting bullied. So for example, mine was on Ask FM. It was an app. Straight away, as soon as it got to the point, and I did tell my mum and dad about it, straight away deleted the app, and straight away no one could come at me anymore, no one could hurt me anymore, because they had no way to do it unless he was going to find another way to do it. But sorry, yeah, so I cut off that straight away. So whatever platform that you're being abused on, you need to cut off that contact. Or another option, if it's by one person directly, you know, whether it's on Messenger, on texts or phone calls, or, you know, people message you on Instagram being horrible, you've also got the block button. So straight away block that person. Now, a second short-term thing I would say to people is you need to tell someone about this. So right now, I am sat here, I'm 23 years old, I've got through being bullied, and I am sat here. But I know for a fact there are so many people out there that couldn't say that, because they might have done something very dangerous to themselves because they felt so low and felt like everyone hated them and they had no other way out. That is unfortunately what people do, and it breaks my heart to think that people force people into doing things like that, and it happens so much. So tell someone about it. Tell someone, your friends, your family, a random stranger that you've met on Instagram that's become your friend, anyone that you feel like you can trust and you have support in them. You need to tell them that something is going on, because you need support and they can help. So even if it's happening in school, you could tell your teacher, your head teacher, or anything like that. You need to make someone aware of what is going on, because you will need that support. Another short-term, not fix, but kind of protocol I would definitely take, if you know who this individual is that is cyberbullying you, and you know that, for example, they're from another high school, or they're from your high school, or you know where they work, you know what college they go to, you need to report them to whoever that is their kind of overseer, like their manager or their head of school or whatever. You need to report them, so you'll have all the evidence, because on site, when things are cyber, you can print screen things, you can save messages. There is no way that they can get out of it by doing it. You will have evidence, so take that to whoever you need to take it to and report them, because I tell you now, that person will thrive off doing things behind the screen, but as soon as someone confronts them about it, they will feel so small and just not feel as empowered as they did when they was doing it. They won't feel as empowered, so you just need to shrink their ego down. The main thing is that you need to report them to someone, because at least in that way you'll have someone else watching over you. So definitely report them to whoever you feel like is the best person to report them to. I would say another thing that you could do is report them to the police. I know people have done that in the past. That is definitely something that if you feel like you wasn't comfortable telling someone in school or anything like that, you can report them to the police. You cannot bully someone. You cannot bully someone, and you can't use threatening behaviour against someone. You can't, you know, say to them, I'm going to beat you up in school, or I'm going to do this in school, because that is threats. You can't threaten someone. So tell the police, report them to the police. They'll be able to get all the logs for you, and you know, for them as a bully, having something on their criminal record, they'll just, knowing that the police know, they will just feel so small and they will probably stop. Now this is kind of going on to the long-term kind of effects, I would probably say. I would definitely seek professional help. I do feel like when you've been bullied and you've been through something that is hard to talk about, it's hard to explain how people made you feel. It's easy to speak to a professional because they will be trained on how to deal with it, and it definitely helps speaking to someone. So whether you don't feel comfortable having a trained professional speak to you, I would definitely maybe seek support with your friends and family that are already aware of it. So definitely try and get some help, because for me personally, especially reading them comments today, I do know that some of them comments have stayed with me. As I said, the comments about me attention seeking and things like that, it's still in my head. I still get worried about it, but just, I do think that getting professional help will benefit you massively, because I go to therapy, not just about this, because like I said before, it's something that I have kind of mentally blocked out of my life, but I do speak about some of them things because it's still, I don't even know what I would say still upsets me about it. I would still say it upsets me not knowing who did it. I really want to know who did it, I think, because I just want to know why. I never will know why, but I want to know why they did it. I want to know what they got out of it, whether they just thought it was funny or whatever, because like I said, I've got through this, I am here, I'm able to tell my story, but some people don't make it that far. And if I was in a really low place, as I was at the time, I was in an extremely low place, for people to have made it worse, it could have gone a much different way. As in, I might not have been here to tell you this. And like I said, I'm not even getting upset because it upsets me now, because I feel like it doesn't. It just upsets me thinking about, at the time, how my life could have been a lot different, because people were just so nasty when I was going through like the worst time in my life, and they just thought, let's bully her for absolutely no reason. Like, I was really sick, I was going through the worst time in my life, and I just didn't know who I could trust. I was walking into school not knowing who was my friends. Was someone going to follow through with them threats of pulling my tube out and throwing me on the floor and laughing at me? And the fact that I knew what people thought about me, I started to believe that they might be true, and it's just awful. So this is why I wasn't going to do the video, because I've tried to block it out mentally, which I have, but I just think it's so important to talk about these things because people don't. And speaking to, you know, a person on Instagram, like I said, that is going through it, but I was able to kind of give them kind of short little tips on what I think you need to do. You need to stop the contact, block them, get the evidence, speak to their employers, speak to your teacher, report them, do whatever you need to do to stop that bully, because the longer you have that communication open to them, it will just carry on, because they are just horrible human beings, and they just shouldn't even, they just don't, in my mind, they're just not nice people. Well, I've spoke about it now, so I can mentally block it out again. What I'm gonna do, because I still had access to my Ask a Femme, I'm gonna log into that now, and I'm going to delete the app. I still had the app, I don't know why I did, but I'm gonna delete it now, because people couldn't ask me any questions. I restricted my account, but I just felt, I don't know why I didn't delete it. But the questions are still there, so I'm going to delete it now, because I don't need that negativity in my life, or knowing that I've still got access to it, because I know from myself that they was just bullies, and I know who I am, and I know I'm not an attention seeker. But I just hope this video helps one person. If you are getting bullied or anything like that, you are not alone. So many people go through this and can get through this. I am sat here right now and I can say I have been bullied, and I have come out the other end stronger, and you know, I can say a big you to all the bullies, because I'm here. They didn't win, I won. They did not win, I'm here. So if you're watching this, whoever did it, I hope you feel good about yourself. Don't know what you achieved, because I'm still here, living my best life. Not exactly, but close to it. I'm going to leave a lot of links at the bottom of this to help, advice on help if you are getting bullied, and where you can go to, who you can talk to. Also going to leave some links on there in regards to, you know, description of cyberbullying and how it can happen and things like that. Hope you didn't find this video a bit, I didn't plan on doing it, so I do feel like it's going to be absolutely all over the place. It's probably going to take me about 10 hours to edit, but I hope it's been somewhat helpful to someone out there. I really, really do. Let's close off this video, because I feel like all my videos have been a bit like sad lately, and I don't want them to be like that at all. So I'm gonna go, I'm gonna take my makeup off. I might need to wash my hair actually, because it's a little bit greasy. So yeah, I hope you're all okay. Thank you, if you're watching this right now, thank you so much, because this is going to be a long video, so thank you. And I will speak to you all very, very soon. As always, if there's anyone that needs to talk, message me. Message me on Instagram, message me on Facebook, whatever you need to do, message me. Even if it comes to it and you need my number to talk, let's do it, let's chat. because I don't want you to be alone. Do not feel like you are alone, because I am here. I'm here with my ears wide open. Is that even the right saying? I'm here to listen. Do not go through this alone. If you're getting bullied, please talk to someone. You can get through it. And if anyone's watching this is thinking, do you know what, I have been a bit horrible to someone recently, stop it. Stop being horrible. Let's just be nice to people. Right, my brew might be cold now because I kind of drank some before, then I stopped drinking it. So, right. Love you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you soon.